executives think they're one promotion away from a board seat. They're actually one mind shift away, and most never make it. Welcome back to Work Unscripted, and this is Cracking the Code, our quick hit series where we zoom in on patterns, behaviors, and hidden dynamics shaping your work and your life. No fluff, no long lectures, just focused insight you can digest on your way to pickleball or between meetings. Today's code we're going to crack: how to move from executive to strategic leader to board member. Because you may not realize, having a C-suite title or being a great leader does not automatically make you board ready. Why? Well, let's break it down, starting with executives. Most executives are rewarded for doing, driving outcomes, owning decisions, perhaps being the smartest person in the room, solving problems fast. That's how you rise. But strategic leaders are evaluated on something different criteria. They are evaluated on how they think, what they prioritize, and what they stop doing. Simply put, executives manage complexity. Strategic leaders decide which complexity matters. If you're still deep in the operational weeds, valued for your answers instead of your questions, known as the fixer, you're operating as an executive, not a strategic leader. So how do you shift from operator to strategic leader and then board member? Well, don't just run the machine, design the system. This means making 3 visible behavior changes. First, move from providing answers to curious inquiry. Strategic leaders ask, what problem are we actually solving? What are the second and third order consequences? What happens if we do nothing? The C-suite is comprised of deep thinkers, and boards listen for how you frame issues, not how fast you solve them. Second, move from control to leverage. Instead of owning outcomes, master influencing across silos, aligning competing stakeholders, and creating clarity where ambiguity lives. That's being a strategic leader and the start of board-level thinking. Third, start thinking from short-term wins to long-term risk. The C-suite and boards care about enterprise risk, succession planning, company reputation, capital allocation, and strategy over quarters, not weeks. If your language is still tactical on what you accomplished versus enterprise outcomes, you are not communicating as a strategic leader, and definitely not a board member. Here's the key. Just because you are a strategic leader, it doesn't mean you will be able to become a board member. Even strong strategic leaders get blocked from board seats because they don't shift their identity. Board members are not there to run the company, advise on every decision, be the former executive in the room. They are there to govern, challenge, protect the enterprise, represent shareholders, stakeholders, and the future. The board doesn't need your resume. They need your judgment. So if you are already acting as a strategic leader and asking yourself, how do I become board ready? Here's the answer. Boards listen for, can you separate ego from oversight? Can you disagree without being disagreeable? Can you zoom out when everyone else is zoomed in? Do you understand fiduciary responsibility, not just leadership presence? Board members speak in terms of risk, transformation, growth, governance, trade-offs, and accountability, not execution plans. So let me sum this up for you. Executives prove value. Strategic leaders shape direction. Board members protect the future. As you move from executive to strategic leader to board member, each role requires less doing, more discernment, and a bigger view of impact. If you're aiming for a board seat, start practicing now. Speak less, frame more, ask better questions that advance the conversation, create new perspectives or deeper thinking. Detach from needing to be right and show that you can think beyond your function, your title, and your legacy. That's today's Cracking the Code, a mini moment of insight on today's Work Unscripted. If this episode made you rethink how you show up in senior rooms, well, that's the point. So pass it along, because the move from executive to strategic leader to board member, it's not about climbing higher. It's about thinking wider. Keep asking better questions and keep it unscripted.